gentlemen, young men, old men, everybody. Thank you guys for being so tuned in. And I am Mama Coco. Yes, my name is Cora Pantin. And this is Mama Coco Life and Style. And this evening we have none but our brother, learned part of it, very experienced, and a man who believes in transparency. And this evening I want to say thank you, my brother. I honor you because of who you are, and I only hope that you are being left alone and unmolested by all those who believe that it's a secret because it is them, but then they become vocal when it is not them. Welcome back, Mr.
Dr. Real, aka Gabriel O'Souna.
Real, yes. Dr. Real, you were saying something when we just left. You understand me?
Yeah, the downstream companies of Petrotrin, the people
Yes.
that were affected by the closure. And I think, people like to peddle it about and create this narrative that Petrotrin was leaking money. But here's my question. The Prime Minister said that the government was spending $2 billion behind Petrotrin every year. That's a lie. I mean, it's a blatant lie. And here's why I can say it's a lie. Keith Rowley administration inserted Wilfred Espine as chairman of the board. And in the 3 months before Petrotrin closed, Wilfred Espine declared a profit of $678 million in 3 months. So if he could declare, we have to ask ourselves the question, who is speaking the truth? Is the Prime Minister who is disconnected from the company, or the chairman who is directly connected to the company? Who should we believe? You understand? Additionally, we talk about losing money as a company. And I asked the question, when last did WASA turn over a profit? When last did the Ministry of Works and Transport, the licensing authority that generates thousands of dollars every day, when last did they declare profit? And so many other companies, Trinidad and Tobago Electricity Commission, before TSCT was closed and that kind of thing. I want to know how many of these companies that we hold fast to, the sea bridge that transits between Trinidad and Tobago, when last did the boat record a profit? So if we're saying that Petrotrin was not profitable.
Port Authority.
Yeah, Port Authority at Trinidad and Tobago. When last did we record our profit? So we have so much businesses running in the country, sorry, and these companies don't make money. Why single out Petrotrin? Your largest foreign income earner, even if it's just to keep people in jobs, you should have considered that as a leader. Because you have a crime problem arising out of Petrotrin's closure. The murder rate skyrocketed after. Don't you think it's a fallout of the closure of Petrotrin? You have unemployment on the rise. You have a high crime rate now. A lot of persons turn into crime. Don't you think it's a fallout of the closure of Petrotrin?
Not Petrotrin alone. Look how many companies.
That's what I'm saying. Well, these are domino effect of the closure of Petrotrin. All of them companies. People could twist it, turn it, paint it upside down, pin it up with a thumbtack. It don't make a difference to me. So you think that the government of the UNC is a scapegoat? They're using them as a scapegoat to claim that it's because they had the country at a certain state. That's why they had to close everything else. So this domino effect could be from the governance of the UNC. I do believe that, because as I said before, they said the treasury was empty, and that's a lie, because it tells me it's just like I had an issue with WASA saying they don't have water too, and I raised certain concerns because I was asking the question: if the rain falls everywhere, the rain falls on the just and the unjust, but it just don't fall in the dam.
Hey.
I was saying that. I said that on a live, and someone sent me photos that they actually pump out the water of the dam, out of the dam, take pictures, and then pump it back in.
So when I was calling on the UNC, when I heard of this nonsense about money short and money missing, I asked the UNC, to come out and declare to the people more vociferously about how much money she left and how much money she gave to Tobago. Now that I could hear that the opposition of the Tobago House of Assembly would be able to claim now, they claim now that Kamala gave more money to the Tobago House of Assembly than PNM
ever
gave. So why Sister Kamala doesn't take up my invitation and come visit my show?
Well, the thing is, I spoke to a UNC senator, Mr. Tahaka Obika, and he is willing to be interviewed by you. So you got to ask him these salient questions. And he's an economist by trade. And he will give you figures and facts and empirical data, Mama Coco. So fear not.
Oh, you did that for me?
Yeah, of course.
Watch now. Watch.
I spoke to him. He said, no problem. I gave him the link.
Oh.
I believe I sent you his number so you can contact him anytime.
What about Mr. Douglas, the guy who calling himself Douglas?
Douglas, apparently, I don't want to be presumptuous, but it seems as though he on a little high horse right now. So you probably find I too small to talk to him. Because I tried to make contact with him and he was very, he was very dismissive,
Oh, so, okay. I will settle for the guy that you said. You send me.
He might be able to connect you with Anna Roberts as well.
Him, whether you want to come or not. But after you know how it is approach everything, so I think he will come.
Yeah. But I think what happened, remember too, now is a tentative time, it's silly season. So he might be a little tentative.
Let me tell you something that came to me today. As much as everybody thinks it's a silly season, you see, unless we address racism, there isn't any Trinidad and Tobago.
Correct.
If Sister
we don't have a racial problem, eh?
Come on. We are sick. Unless we get that. You see, Sister Kamala don't believe why she lost. To keep rolling. You see,
somebody just tag Anna Roberts.
We don't want the best. We don't want the best of the worst, We want the best.
Yes.
Period.
You have to at the end.
Period. We don't want no best of the worst. If we can't get the best, let the worst continue. Hell no. It's to all the changing scenes of life in trouble and in joy. We're looking for the best. Period. Across the board. Tomorrow my life will be nice. I will miss you as my co-host. But tomorrow is Mr. Nikolai Edwards. And we are going to have him. And right now we have a question here from Nicola Hines. She said, was it true that Kamala hosted government business in her palace? Only asking what I heard.
I've never heard that before, so I don't know. What I do know is that when you are a prime minister of a country, you have the choice whether you live at the prime minister's residence or at your home. And if you live at your home, obviously there are things that are going to take place in your home and that is going to be government related. As a police officer, I would have had the pleasure of, being part of the national security team to the prime minister and the president at the time. And so I had the opportunity to walk into Mr. Max Richards' house. Yeah. And so therefore, it is quite possible that that could have happened. She could have hosted a meeting, an event, something, but it's normal practice.
Nicola, love, let me ask you something now. Do you know where the president of Trinidad and Tobago live? A house was fixed for her with millions. Answer that question, Dr. Real.
what's that? What aspects of each of the different parties' current mandates appeal to you?
No, I asked Nicola a question.
What's
And I
that?
to really direct the question to her, unless in case she doesn't know where the president lives, you can explain that how much money was spent to fix the president's house, and she says she will not be living in it. That's why
Over $100 million.
how
Let
much?
me just leave it at over $100 million. Because they tried to separate the cost to keep it under 100 million, but the cottage on its own costed 13 million, and it took it, I think it was 107 million. Ravi Ramdeen, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, it's over $100 million was spent
And
on the president's house.
tell Nicola Hines.
Mm-hmm.
She lives
And
in
and she prefers to live in her own house. I know the funny thing about that. She gets an allowance for living in her own house.
what?
So why did we spend? Yeah, she gets a grant for living in her own house because
So
she didn't have the convenience of, because she doesn't have the quote unquote convenience. Yes, Roberts. Because she don't have the convenience of living in the president house. She gets an allowance for that.
And Kamala doesn't live in a palace, right? It's not a palace.
Nah, it's not a palace. It's a house. I mean, it's significant in size, but it's not the size of a palace, I wouldn't say.
I see people who just win election for the first time that they had them to pool inside the house. In the house, have the pool. I didn't say jacuzzi, eh? They had jacuzzi.
I hear you.
So what we're doing, we're just playing on words and we're just dealing with semantics in order to cover up the truth. And we're not being transparent. That's called what? You believe that is called tribal politics?
I believe tribal politics could be defined as my mommy vote for PNM, my grandmother vote for PNM. So by virtue of the family I was born into, or in essence the tribe, I vote for what my family has voted for years. I believe that's the definition of tribal politics. And
So
I keep saying
that come like a trickle down inheritance of
correct
political values. Yes.
Yeah.
No? My PNM till me dead. Well, I ain't gonna
Correct.
be die.
The O'Souna name is a PNM name, and I will be a PNM.
I have to die anyway, whether it's PNM, UNC, PP, PDP, PP, I have to die anyway. And I don't have to be affiliated to anybody because that comes without a political party. So Ravi Ramdeen is saying over 100 million is correct.
Yeah.
What aspect of each of the different parties' current mandates appeal to you? What aspect?
Well, to me, before I knew better, the PEP mandate used to appeal to me. I mean, they have a very good plan on paper for the country. The PDP, the fact that he spoke of self-governance for Tobago, that really, really jumps out at me. The plan he has for tourism, that also jumps out at me. The revamping of the THA also jumps out at me. It's an unconventional tourism plan that he has, and it's really, really interesting and intricate, to say the least. Nikolai Edwards' Progressive Party, I'll leave that for you to ask him. But for me, the fact that he thinks we need constitutional reform and, you know, he needs campaign finance reform, these are things that have been sorely lacking in the last couple of decades, right? Because we've never called them to account for the campaign finance. And the funny thing is the EBC has a figure, which is I think it's like 10,000 or something like that, that each prospective member is supposed to use it. But we know that it's way more than that, and the checks and balances are not being done. So campaign finance for me, constitutional reform, and well, you know, political reform as part of their mandate for the Progressive Party.
Then finish answer yet, you know, how many parties going? You can talk about UNC yet.
Well, I go in there, Mama Coco. I take my time. The PNM, to be honest with you, they have not fulfilled their previous mandate. So I'm not interested in any of their current mandates. The UNC says that they're coming back with it. I find it interesting that she wants to revamp the sugar industry. It's interesting to say the least. She says she's going to reopen Petrotrin. I see that as of grave interest to me. Asikit Rowley ran and tried to, you know, he's really trying to give the refinery to Petco at this time, which is patriotic. However, it doesn't make sense because Parliament has been dissolved and that bill should have, you know, been passed in the Parliament and so on. I see it as an election gimmick. So, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not interested in the PNM's mandate because they have not delivered on their last mandate. And the two aspects of the mandate of the UNC that interest me is the part where she wants to revamp the sugar industry and she wants to reopen Petrotrin.
Why them two interest you? You think that the sugar cane will work, the kind of machinery we need now, we have that kind of money, where the investment, what's going on?
As I spoke of recurring sources of income before, the type of recurring sources of income we have, Mama Coco, if you look at the Auditor General's report, you could feel free, anyone on the live of the 72 viewers could feel free to go online and check out the Auditor General's report. You'll see the kind of money that every single ministry spends, and it's in the millions every single year. And there are always cost overruns, and nothing has to do with projects. The kind of money we still have in this country, I think that we can do it.
So when we're talking about Carnival, what do we make from Carnival?
We've never declared a profit for Carnival.
So we have another COP.
Huh? Come again?
We have COP that you didn't answer yet, and Michaela's party.
Michaela is not in the election. She copped out.
Oh, she did?
Ah, you didn't know.
No,
The Patriotic Front has bowed out of the general election 2020. She made a statement. It might have been Tuesday. I believe it was Tuesday. I don't know if she saw my interview at Watson. You can decide, you know what? I ain't looking like I go make. Dr. Arlon Watson kind of put things in perspective there. I ain't think I'm going. Yeah. I have a confirmation. We make nothing from Carnival. Roberts, Wendell, Dexter says we make nothing from Carnival.
We need an answer about COP before we start to read them.
I have checked out the COP because so far the COP has not even declared their candidates. So I don't know what is going on with COP. I was hoping to hear Anthony Defoe give me some info, but seeing that he's out of the race, I don't know where the COP looks like a one-leg horse in the race right now. So I don't know.
What about we boy Jack?
I was surprised to learn today that Jack actually going up for Lupino. So I am yet to see a mandate from the ILP.
Wow. This is knowledge. Knowledge is power. So when we talk about reformation and reform to happen to election and boundaries, how does PNM finance their campaign?
And therein lies the problem. We have no transparency thereat. So we cannot speak to that because we might be held in sedition. To be honest with you, I have no clue. I do not know. I don't even want to talk about it. I'm afraid to speak on that topic.
Okay. I understand. I'm afraid
because
to
the person who fuel our financing,
also.
deep
I'm afraid to listen.
pocket. Come again, Mama Coco.
I am afraid to listen also.
She's such afraid to listen.
Because I don't see them go out doing fundraising. I don't
No.
see no people. I don't see anything, but they just have some real massive campaigns.
Yeah. Look, you have a comment on your screen there.
Robert, when he live in America, you know, and he don't want to come back home. So I don't want you to Mary
Right.
is saying, Mama Coco, something I ain't see.
YB, the 1%.
I'm telling you that I'm really excited and I'm so happy. I see that Mr. Wendell is talking again. He says, I ain't calling that name neither. You, Mr.
I said Sega. That's Saga. That's Saga. That's not the name. And I don't know any name Saga.
We know what you mean. Saga Finance. I don't know. Ravi Ramdeen is saying the National Coalition for Transportation has declared their people, yes, their people on nomination day here. I hear. Political leader Nalini Dial is going for a few seats in the Arima to Piarco area. You didn't hear that?
Nah. I heard it from him actually.
Oh. Wendy Rodriguez bail you.
By you.
If you get a red shirt,
You're in like Flynn.
you get like Flynn. Free food and lots of what? Free stuff. So I heard. It's alleged.
It is alleged. It's a big ledge, eh?
A big ledge. You can't
like I can't believe it.
You can't follow that ledge easily, so somebody have to pull it down.
Right.
So we're introducing some live call. Are we, or that number is for the other time? Well, we're having some closing statements now. We don't want to run into no 3.5, 4, 5 hours. You know, I wanted to come back. I don't want it to always feel like Mama Coco just keep me there so long. And you know, I had to make special day for she because you know she just talk long. I know you wouldn't say that.
Right.
That's not how we roll.
No, of course not.
That's not how we roll. I think I have a question here that I want to ask.
Look into she black book there.
Yeah, man, this one black. I have 2 books here. I have 2 books. This one, and I think this one, what's the color? This one. And all them belong to
our Bible, eh?
Yeah, I know Bible. My Bible really huge. I can't get no small Bible for paying them, you know. I have to get a huge Bible.
Yeah.
So when I start to beat the ground, I have to put some power in it. Like Watson said, bring down the power. I have to get some power.
Yeah, man.
I ain't finding a question now.
Let me come back for that question.
Well, you know, you ain't coming tomorrow. You're leaving. Yeah. But anyway, I heard this guy is real good. So we have a question here from Ali G. She said the economics of Carnival. Yeah, because you never answered the question about Carnival.
Who's that, me?
No, I was telling you never answered to Ali G saying the economics of Carnival has never been made an established study because there is much money to make and hide. How many thousands of tourists that visit every year. You should say something on that.
To be honest, I agree with Ali G totally, because for me, I cannot understand how so many people come to our shores and we are yet to declare a profit. These people spend money, as Ali say, la blash. They spend money from the bottomless pit, and yet still, we never see the money trickling down to the small man, one, and two, we have never declared a profit. So for me, it seems to be a feeding frenzy for the government and all these cultural art forms that take part in Carnival, right? And it goes into the pockets of a few. It goes into the pockets of a few.
So do you think that the PNM deserve another 5 years?
Of course not. Another 5 years, Mama Coco, we're going to see desolation and ruin. We could end up like Afghanistan in 5 years if they continue the trend that they've started in the last 5 years. Shut it down, bad talk it, shut it down, sell it in a fire sale. Who vex loss? Who on the job line, the poverty line? Too bad for all you. Raise taxes and laugh, and they haven't righted it yet. Right? Wow. You have I mean, okay, let's break it down quickly as we go. You have a prime minister who has no cover for his mouth. He tells people what he wants, when he wants, anyhow he wants. He said he believes earnestly that the population needs to be weaned off of the government. A government that is supposed to be the employee of the people. The people is the employer. They work for us. Yet still he believes that we need to be weaned off of them. How can we be weaned off of them when we pay taxes? And we get no return for our taxes. Our taxes are supposed to be the fuel that runs the flame that is this economy, right? And therefore, they have no taxes. They don't pay for nothing. They don't go in the grocery. They don't even, Keith Rowley probably hasn't even bought a pen in the last 30 odd years, because this man has been a parliamentarian, a career politician. And I will leave it at that. You have a minister of health who claims that he spent $200,000 on medication for COVID patients. I mean, if you're inclined to believe that, you might as well believe that it have a unicorn waiting to greet you as you open your door in the morning and go, Ree! Right? Additionally, you have an attorney general who continuously, this man amends everything. The only thing he doesn't amend is the actual amendment itself. And he has 2 buildings that belongs to his relatives. So he says he had 2 children allegedly on a shooting range with high-powered rifles, as well as coming out of the investigation of that, he saw a high-ranking soldier suddenly, dies, and no proper inquiries into how a suicide could occur with no gun nearby, like it was an afterthought. Additionally, you have a minister of education who took away laptops from children, and come COVID-19 was, in a quandary. He found his foot in the water and he was like a fish out of water. He couldn't ascertain what the next move was, because children had no way of communicating with their teachers if they didn't have a social media device or any sort of technology in their homes. And who was responsible chiefly for removing that? Him. You have a minister of national security who, it is alleged, had a stepdaughter that was involved in crime in some way or the other, right? I keep asking people, I say, who were the owner of the car that I saw in the picture? Has that person been investigated, charged, or arrested? The owner of the property that they were found at. How come no ongoing investigation into that person? Then you have a commissioner of police who is a law unto himself, micromanages everything, speaks to the media how he wants, talk to people how he wants, comes on social media and has enough time, as though the crime rate is not high enough, the murder rate is not high enough, to do his job via social media, of playing tit for tat with persons who comment or critique his, his performance, his work performance. So, given that this is the administration, and I could go on and on talking about these people for the entire day and for the rest of this year, and the fact that this is what we get and we have to measure as performance, we cannot accept another 5 years of PNM rule. And so that is my closing statement.
We're going back to the laptops that was taken away from the children. What you have to say now that we experienced the COVID? Kamala Bissesa was forward thinking,
She was forward thinking, but you know, sometimes they say it's not what you do, but how you do it. Not what you say, but how you say it. I think that the contract for the laptop lacked a little transparency. But the PNM should have come in proper PNM fashion, like Patrick Manning used to do, and make it better. You see something, because the HSF fund was created by the Pandey administration. The Manning administration came in and took it over and made it better. And because of the HSF, we have money in the country today, right? And in true PNM fashion, if we were to use that, you know, template to measure them, this administration should have done the same thing. You have a laptop program, we will come and show off and make it better. And that is what should have been done.
Because now the COVID caught us off
with our pants down. Yeah, it caught us with our pants at our ankles.
Oh boy. So we can't end without saying something about Laventille. Laventille has been given a pool now. Is a pool the best gift? Is the first time people get in pool? The pandemic.
You know, I don't want to speak too much on the pool because I know I want Douglas politics to tell you about them pool, because he was the Minister of Sport and he has the exact science of sporting and what we lack in. And a 6-lane pool is something that, if you look internationally, the last time they would have built that would have been in 1979. Nobody builds 6-lane pools anymore as part of a sporting program for a country, a growing country, you know, a state-of-the-art type of, you know, country that is about upward movement and investing in sports. Nobody builds 6-lane pools anymore. So that in itself is a slap in the face of the people. And if Laventille people will applaud a pool, then they don't know exactly what they deserve.
So which government gave a bigger pool?
The UNC government gave a bigger pool.
How many lanes?
You have a national aquatic center in Cuba that is the best in the Caribbean.
And who built that?
The UNC.
Under who? Kamala or?
Kamala Prasad Bisesa, the People's Partnership, let's call it that.
People's Partnership.
Mm-hmm.
So are you 100% sure of what you're talking about?
Yes. And Anel Roberts will give you more details on that. I tell you that's what you need on your program.
I really listen to him some days, and and he reminds me of you. And I said, wow, but he just kind of more carefree and does it like it is.
Yeah.
So she developed Cuba.
Well, she developed the nation as a whole, because you saw more development in all areas, in all aspects of sport. No, not just pools. We have a cycling dome that was built by the UNC as well, which is the only one of its kind in the Caribbean. We have the tennis. Why
you don't talk of these things?
Who's that?
Why people don't talk of these things?
Because, you know, it's easier to say great is the PNM. It's easier to say I vote in PNM and I don't care, it's my party. It's easier to run the narrative that the Prime Minister speaks about. He came and met the money in the treasury to run the country for 3 days. It's easier to do that. This is PNM country. Why would you speak of the accomplishments by the UNC? The efforts.
My goodness, you have me kind of stunned here this evening, and I just want to thank you so much.
You could ask Mr. Obika that when he comes on your program, whenever you have space for him, he will tell you all these things as well.
And this Ravi, I think I want to talk to Ravi.
Hey, he's a good fella too.
Well, Ravi, you are invited. You are cordially invited.
I will give you his information when we exit.
Oh, look at that! I tell you, why you're not co-hosting tomorrow, boy? You want me to go and...
Now, I have a meeting, Ravi and I have a meeting with a whole group of people.
You want me to file a lawsuit against you because you got some kind of injunction or something, you know. I got to talk to Ravi. Ravi said yes. Ravi said yes. Ravi say yes. Ravi say yes. Yes. Thank you, Ravi Ramdeen. You are welcome, and I will. Oh, Ravi answered. Who answered? Somebody say yes. Say yes to who? Anyway, Ravi, I cheer you on already, yeah? Because I feel it in my spirit that you wouldn't tell me no. And Ravi laughing, LOL.
Ravi, she said, peace and patience. Ravi, Nicholas, myself, and about 12 other people have an intense meeting that we need to do tomorrow.
Oh,
We've
nice.
been procrastinating for weeks here, so we got the venue. Ravi basically said yes. He said, yeah, no problems with that. Ravi have a lot of information.
Well, these are the people that I have to link up with,
And Ravi all any business, eh?
Yeah.
Ravi could tell you about, Ravi could take you back to DLP days because his family has been part of the PNM for a long time. Leela Ramdeen he's related to.
Oh, and Ravi say, I will not refuse. Hello.
Yeah.
Not he ain't gonna receive Mama Coco. He ain't gonna refuse Mama Coco. So, brother, I want to thank you, and I want you to give your closing statements now. I have more things for you, but then I gotta catch you on the rebound because
no problem.
I started to send in my questions to put up, and I was saying to myself, wow, I have all this here because I was thinking that you would have been here tomorrow. Ravi say yen old. So can I did such a marvelous job just calling to talk to one lady, Janelle Minister George, and I getting 3 people from her house to grace my show. And you wouldn't believe the quality people that I'll be getting on my show again, plus. So Ravi saying Mama Coco, YouTube, Balgobin Ramdeen. Oh, okay.
See what Nicholas said?
He
76 is young.
So last night we lost a real giant here in America, and he gave his first open air statement when he was 23, and he died last night at 80. So Ravi, you're young. And now we are going to get your closing statement, sir. Dr. Real. The doctor is in the...
It was a pleasure as always, Mama Coco. I always like the opportunity to come with you and discuss issues. You're talking about John Lewis.
Yes, I was
legend. Yeah. It's nice to be named among people like yourself. You are the mother of Winston Duke and the aunt of Watson Duke. I have to thank God for the ability that I have.
Dr. Duke. What about my doctor?
Just now, I was leaving the best for last, but all right. Okay, and the mother of Dr. Cindy Duke. Personally, it's an honor and a privilege to be here to share issues with you, for you to see my ability, for God, for you to see God through me, because He would have given me the wisdom, the ability to retain all that information. He would have passed me through certain experiences so that I can, help others thereat. I can guide people along a certain path because I walk the same path. And I always ask the question, God, why you pass me through these experiences? And it's to help others, So I acknowledge that, and I really appreciate the fact that the God in you sees the God in me. Ravi is also a very powerful spiritual person as well, and he'll tell you that.
Yes.
And I am glad that I could be a center of influence. I can network with you, and you have your Nikolai Edwards, and you have your Ravi Ramdeen, and eventually you're going to have your Anna Roberts and so on. And it's always a pleasure. It always feels like a form of therapy every time you and I conversate. And you know, I wish we could be. I have put you in my heart and in my mind and my soul, so that now you are a permanent part of my DNA, right?
Oh,
Mama Coco, I want you to know that, and
Jesus.
therefore, I know that we're gonna come back and have this conversation time and time again, whether it be on this portal or other portals, and we're gonna meet in person, and we are going to fellowship, have sweet fellowship. And I want you to know that no matter what happens, you'll always be in my heart of hearts. You know?
Ravi, you see how you butter in me?
So, and I learn from you every time I have an interview with you as well. So, words can't express how I feel every time I'm here. I feel liberated. I feel a sense of belonging. I feel therapeutic. I feel loved. You know, I feel appreciated. And I feel as though you open up certain aspects of my entire being that I don't see open otherwise.
Oh my God. Are you for real, Dr. Real?
I refuse to be anything else, Mama Coco. Thank you very much, Joanne Cummings, for the sentiment.
Oh my God. You know, I used to work with a guy, you know, and he from
Heights, thank you.
He from down south. And every time you see Oprah come on the show, he used to say, that girl Okra. He never called you Oprah. That girl Okra. That girl Okra. So my daughter just write on the screen up there, Okra.
I feel like Oprah, you know, as you mentioned Oprah, I've always thought, I wonder what a interview with Oprah would be like for Mama Coco. I think I see that in your future. And you're the Oprah of Trinidad and Tobago. You mentioned Oprah, and the last time we conversated, I wanted to tell you that on the air, but I forgot. But now that you bring it up, it was very insightful of your daughter to put that up, because it means that we are all in one accord, you know, we are the same wavelength, we vibrating on the same frequency. And, you know, I saw that in my spirit when I was talking to you the last time. I was like, wow, this feels like I'm on Oprah. You know, she's like the Trini version of Oprah, boy. Grassroots Oprah.
Well, I wonder what I have to eat, boy. I might eat my own heart tonight.
You might have to eat some okra.
Some okra, boy. Oh my God. You know, every time I have a live, I usually...
Jessica Jones, thank you.
Yes, what Wendy said? This is how the Holy Spirit works. Mama Coco is a true gift from Almighty God. Oh, thank you, Wendy Rodriguez, by you.
Nah, I disagree with her, Wendy. I think she said Mama Coco is a gift. I think Mama Coco is a phenomenon created by God. And therefore, she could divine gifts. She has several gifts, so that she could do divining of gifts. She can do detection. She has discernment. You say Mama Coco is a gift from God is like, you know, saying it simply, putting it mildly.
Oh.
Mama Coco is a phenomenon from the Almighty Himself. From His hand to our hand. He didn't pass it through nobody. When you get a touch from Mama Coco, it's like a touch. It's like God touched her hand and she touches your hand. You know?
Oh.
It's like the closest you will get to a direct touch from God. And I ain't just saying that to Mama Guy. That's from my heart to heart. I'm talking and my heart beating fast. My pulse raising as I talk.
Oh, hallelujah. When I used to work with geriatric patients, they used to call me Angel, you know. That was my name, Angel. One guy tell me one day, there's a search party from heaven. So I said, well, this man going home today. And that search party out there. So I said, Mr. Pearson, what are you talking about? He said, there's a search party, they're looking for you from heaven. A search party looking for you, the angels looking for you from heaven. And I said to myself, this guy maybe was dying. He wasn't dying. That's how he was giving me this, his blessing.
Yeah.
And I don't like to really talk too much about him and others. So my daughter is saying, let me stop Mama guy in Okra. Darling, I know everything. I know everything, you know. I know when a joke is around, I know when seriousness is around. Because today, when I call that house, everything I asked the lady who should come tomorrow, that everything have to change. I said, so you could cook? She said, Mama Coco, I could well cook. And my little son
look at food up on the screen there.
Yeah? Where the food is?
He said cuckoo and callaloo with the red beans and pepper pot rice. He's a Guyanese, boy. Hey, what going on with you there, Ravi? Oh, you tongue Guyanese, sir?
Boy.
Ravi just text me there to Guyana one time, you know. You got $100 in your pocket, oh. What going on there?
And I could handle the pepper pot too, you know. Jamila Jacobson
Thank you, Wendy.
You spread your sweet spirit with all of us. You make us want to come back for more. We are your comeback children. Oh,
I know that 100%. Joan Cummins says, Mama Coco, I don't know if you remember that dream I gave you a while back. Mr. O'Souna is telling the truth, Mama. Is highly favored by God.
She said it. She gave me, oh boy, and I said, you're swelling my head. She said, no.
Thank you, Jackie. Come back.
Hey. And Marie Ahmad is saying, great interview tonight, as always. It was a pleasure listening and learning. Thank you, Mama Coco and Mr. Real. My cousin Anne-Marie Atta is saying, thank you, Mama Coco and Mr. O'Souna for this live. Very informative. I enjoyed it immensely. Not forgetting Dr. Duke and all who are working behind the scene. Blessing.
Listen, if I tell you how I love your children, Miss Mama Coco, I love Winston from the first time he stepped out. I said, look at this youth man, boy. Winston Duke, boy. I said, look at man. And watch my, I wanted to cut the hair immediately like him in the movie. You know? That sentiment, I saw the man and I saw the fire in the man, boy. I say, he come from normal beginnings, partner. This man come from a different place, boy. I watch him. I love his character in Spencer Confidential. I feel I go watch it again tonight when I hang up from it. I can watch the subtle aggression that he have. Ali G talked to him to like how you spoke with him the other day. And Ali G telling him, I know all them are sexual, but you see that you see that show with the girl. You understand me? He said she started to break down the show. She started to break it down into pieces, yes. And I'm a movie buff. I love movies. Love movies. You would believe Ravi and I just clash all the time because Ravi find my voice so rough. And like when I send a voice note, like I sent a voice note in the group today because we have meetings tomorrow. So Ravi sent a screenshot of thank you, Anne Marietta. Screenshot of the document that he got, the email. So I asked him, I said, Ravi, why you send that in here? You told us you got confirmation during the week because you know it's a matter of fact kind of straightforward guy. Ravi rocked back one time. Ravi's like, but well, you know, so it started to have some banter there. And I tell Ravi, I say, me mean that, no. But the power in the voice, boy, I just had to turn off all the volume sometimes to communicate to some people.
Yes.
Because spirituality, you know, you will understand me when I say, I totally disagree with the PNM. You will understand the passion in my voice. But you and I had a connection. But anytime Ravi and I, you know, is when he and I in person, we don't fall out. Look at Nicholas said, do the Elmo voice. I have the talent, Mama Coco, of doing a lot of impersonations as well, right? That's a gift that I'm possessed with. So Nicholas knows the Elmo voice.
Oh
So,
boy,
yeah. So tell Watson anytime you need somebody to do some impersonations, I could probably do that.
you could do that. All
Yeah.
right, you could with him. Yes. Ravi saying, hey, I think he want the Elmo voice, you know. All
I
right,
don't ask Mama Coco to give me permission. It's not that type of show.
now you could give it what's up. This is Mama life and style, you know.
Eh, okay, so here goes. This is if Elmo was to meet Winston, this is what he'd have done. Hello, Winston. Now Emma has a question for you. How many takes did you do to do Black Panther, Winston?
Oh my goodness, awesome. Awesome, Winston. I know here Elmo here, but he ain't close by inside the gym. My
Oh,
goodness,
okay.
my daughter saying LOL.
Yeah, I have the Elmo kind of, yeah.
Yes. Hey, let me ask, well, you smoke the Mama Coco.
Emma wants to play a song. And the funny thing about Elmo is that he have two tunes for his song. It's either Twinkle Twinkle Little Star or Jingle Bells. All the tunes sound the same. The funny thing is Elmo has a TV with everything. If Elmo is talking about plants, he has a TV. He has a channel for plants. Now you will look to the plant channel.
Oh God, I'm making me laugh too worthless.
Yeah.
I feel like on the show.
Emma feel as though if you have a conversation with Kid Rowley, he might get him to break down all that aggression, you know?
So listen, so what would Elmo say to Rowley? Let me hear something.
Emma wants to know how you could be the prime minister and you don't know about money. Because you said they had like 4 days of money left in the treasury, right? And how come you bought all the paintings? Emma want to know. Emma want to know how you bought yourself a new Benz. And you said they had no money, Mr. Rowley. How that doesn't make sense? Emma did mathematics in school, and that doesn't sound like good mathematics, Mr. Rowley.
Well, yes. So what you gonna say to Sister Kamla now?
Mom Kamla, you're the mother of the nation. Emma want to ask a question. Emma want to ask a baby. Hello, baby. How do you think Madam Kamala did? Is it that, is it that you think she had a lot of babies around her? Is it that she didn't know what happens? But Madam Kamala, you can't use that as an excuse. You have to know that everything that your minister do, you are responsible.
Nicholas,
Nicholas is that.
what you squeeze into song like that? Oh my God, this is
awesome. Funny somebody should mention traveling. I remember I was in the Port Authority, 42nd Street. Or was it? Yeah, 42nd Street, Port Authority. So I'm traveling and I'm like, this is culture shock for me. Because sometimes I travel, I get culture shock because, sometimes you go to a strange place and people speak differently. And I have a habit of being so in tune with how they speak that I start mocking them and speaking to them. And it was really, sometimes it's embarrassing because people know that you're mocking them. Sometimes they don't know how you speak. Because like when I went to France, the French guy speaks like this. A French guy has a very peculiar way of speaking English, yes? And you have to always sound as though you're searching for a word, you see? And then they are always sort of sounding confusing, right? Yes. And the French guy continues, and they like to suck, you know, they like to suck a lot. And then when you try to explain stuff to them, it's always like it sounds confusing, you know. So I remember once traveling to 42nd Street, and I had a scare. Mama Coco. I'm walking through and I'm hearing a buzzing sound. So I start looking around and covering my head because I think there has to be a bee in here. Because you know there's a part where you're coming through like a tunnel, right? In 42nd Street. And I'm in the tunnel and I only hear buzzing. You know, it was two Jews having a conversation. It's like every word that the Jew says has a Z in it. Because it actually, when two of them saw they were talking in that tunnel, I swore to God it had to have more than one bee in the tunnel. Because they were, I was like, what the hell is this? Until I realized what it was, you know. It was really scary. And then I laughed at myself, you know. And then then there's the people who speak from like Texas and howdy and so on. You know, you gotta have a kind of roundabout accent if you talking like you from Texas. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta roll your tongue, almost causing yourself to choke in the back there. And I don't know what these people are fond of. You know what I'm saying? They don't say mud, they say mud. When I say, hey boy, what you doing over there? Come down here. Let me kill you. I'll bury you in the backyard. I'll tell the sheriff a week later. He'll understand.
Well, we this is a one-stop shop. Now we reached the 3-hour mark. So
we gotta go. I mean, we ain't gotta go home, but we gotta get out of here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you're saying.
We have to look at this. Trinidadian born, lived. Well, they travel around the place, but here we have a hidden talent. Not hidden to Ravi, because Ravi saying you have a sexy voice to her. But I think we're going to leave that for the next time.
Yeah.
Yes. So
you don't want me to take you to Nigeria, oh? You don't want to go so far with me, oh? You don't want to tell me I can't say that, oh? I want to tell the people goodbye in the Nigeria accent, oh? And do not try to argue with me, oh?
So what about those who they say,
That's like when you're from Ghana and so on, they say,
Okay.
And then
my Lord.
Watch me, in Nigeria, when prostitutes don't ask you if you want to have sex. They say, are you going out tonight? I found it so hilarious. I almost said yes. I almost said yes.
Jackie, come back. Stop.
Somebody go pee down instead.
My brother.
Yeah, right. That you see that person on the live there, Melissa Sims, you don't want to hear her Nigerian accent. Oh. It will get you mad. She goes on and on and on. She doesn't stop. She frustrates you. You can say, stop now. She continues, my brother. Problems, yes? She said time a taxi driver was getting fresh. And it looked like he wanted to drive them away. She started talking Nigerian accent. The man get frightened, yes?
When they said that is how she husband speaks, LOL. Well, brothers and sisters, tonight we got a last lap. Yeah, you know, like we get with Juve, we get Carnival, we do what we want, we masquerade in the costume. Well, we just get last lap. And this last lap was the best. Listen to me. Join us again tomorrow. Tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Trinidad time, Eastern time, where we will be having an electrifying show. Yes, with a young politician. He has his own party. He's an independent. He's running independent, and we're gonna have him tomorrow, and we will see. Dr. Real will not be here. He should have been the host, and
unavoidably detained.
And I'll see if I will arrange something for tomorrow. But tomorrow will be great. Join us, join Mama Coco, and we will close right now because it's 3 hours, 3 minutes and 15. Yes, and 3 seconds. And we want to give God thanks and praise for this evening.
Yes, we do.
We want to thank him for his authority. We want to thank him for his privileges. We want to thank him because he's God and God alone. And we want to thank him because he has blessed us with good, clean words. We had a very nice, good show. We have one of the best there, very transparent, young, versatile politician. Yes, he's a young businessman. And he used to be a police officer in the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. He went to work with Petrotrin as an estate policeman, and he did much more than that. And tonight I want to thank you, and I want to continue to ask God to shower you with his blessing, with his peace, grace, and mercy, and may it be multiplied unto you and yours. We pray tonight for your young son. He's learning everything on his own. He got burned, he survived it. Touching. We know kids like to touch. And this evening, his finger got stuck in a door. And I pray again for your eldest son. I didn't remember. I think you told me when we talked for the first time.
Fatima College.
Yes, Fatima. Yes, I remember now. But because the second child had so much drama. So much drama from the mama that we just remember that child. So peace, my brother, and may the peace of God which surpasses all human intelligence and understanding keep your heart in the unity of the Holy Spirit. And to all my viewers here, all my friends and your friends, and Ravi friend, and everybody else, that joined the live this evening, and make it into what it should be.
Yes.
Of the presence of Almighty God. And I want to thank you so much for lifting me up. And for encouraging me that I have a charge to keep and a God to glorify and a never dying soul to save, which will be fitted for the sky. I want to thank the new form of getting on the live. You see the call-in session? Tomorrow we will have call-in also. And listen to me. We have a live coming up with 2 sisters. We have a live coming up with pastors again. Yes, I have a live with a young woman, a young woman with 3 children. She has a beauty shop. She does only dreadlocks, not only dreadlocks, but hey. She does. She makes. She weave and what her own hair. Her name is Nikisha. And listen to me. We have Sharon George. Hello. And we have Pastor. Listen to how this woman is. She's pastor. Yeah, evangelist pastor. She's New York State police officer.
Hey.
She was police officer in Trinidad and Tobago.
Hey.
Yeah, she was married to a soldier. Divorced that soldier. Have children. Come away now, and she's married to a pastor.
Wow.
We having her.
Yeah.
So
somebody said they'll watch you tomorrow. One of my followers, Sandra, said she'll watch you tomorrow. She just sent me a message on my page.
She said she'll watch me tomorrow.
Yeah. See how it does go?
You see how it does go? The next Sandra on my show.
Okay.
The next thing Sandra will be on this show, who knows? So thank you very much, my brother. Please, you could stay back. You could stay behind for a few minutes, not much.
Yes, I will.
Your Mama Coco have to go and eat. So thanks to all the viewers tonight. Peace, peace, peace. May the peace of God stay with us. The peace you came with on my show, I make sure that you leave with peace, but in laughter, because Elmo took it over. Close with Elmo. Say good night in Elmo.
Emma wants to say good night to everybody. Good night, y'all.